Present this evening, Monday, December the 9th, 2024, are Mayor C. Holland Purdue III and Vice Mayor Billy W. Stockton. Council members A. Ralph Casey, David K. Clements, J. Tyler Lee, Benjamin K. Mullins, and Mark H. Newbill. Also participating this evening are staff members as noted.
Thank you. Let us all stand and recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. At this time, I entertain a motion for approval of the agenda.
Vice Mayor, before approving the agenda, I'd ask to remove the closed meeting action this evening, and then I would ask to add to the service awards, I would like to add Ed Hodges 5 years of service.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved properly second that we amend the agenda for tonight. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by usual sign of aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Next, we have approval of the consent agenda. You see what all is listed there on the consent agenda. Need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion to approve. Second.
Been properly moved and second that we approve the consent agenda. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by usual sign of aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. Motion carries. Next, we have on our list would be a public hearing for consideration of disposal of real property located at 85 West Court Street in the town of Rocky Mount. Mr. Woods, is that you?
Yes. So when council agreed or entered into the agreement with the county earlier this year, one of the items in there was to do a swap with the county of the property that's immediately behind the farmer's market where there's a two-story building located. And that was just, the town would get that property in exchange for, the county would get the property on Court Street that currently has the rescue squad housed in it. And so in order to dispose of a property is the way it's called in the state statute, to dispose of that property, the town has to hold a public hearing, see if anyone has any comments on it, and then council is able to formally take action on it. So tonight, we have the public hearing on the agenda. It's been properly noticed in the newspaper. And so, Rebecca, did anyone sign up to speak in that public hearing?
No, sir, they didn't.
So, if council decides to move forward on this one, the motion would be to authorize staff to execute the necessary paperwork in conjunction with the town attorney.
Any other questions? Entertain a motion. to
I'll
that
make the
effect.
motion to proceed with staff to do all the necessary actions, please.
I second.
It's been properly moved in second that we move forward with the actions that need to be taken on this item. All in favor of the said motion, let it be known by the usual sign of aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, we're open for new business. Presentation of our fiscal year 23-24 financial report.
Emily's gonna take care of it.
Emily?
Yep.
Thank you.
Good evening. Thank you all for having me. My name is Emily Byers. I'm the partner in charge on your engagement. You should all have a copy of the presentation file in front of you. Since we just went over this in the Finance Committee, I thought that we would just go over the 3 different types of auditor's reports that were issued as part of your audit on page 2 of that presentation file. And then if you all have any questions, I'd be happy to go over them, but I wasn't going to go through details of the presentation file. I thought I would leave that for you all to review at a later time. On page 2, like I said, are the 3 different types of auditor's reports. The first is the independent auditor's report. This is essentially where we state or opine whether we think your financial statements are materially correct in accordance with all of the accounting principles. You guys have a clean, unmodified opinion, so that just means that we think the numbers as presented are materially correct. So that's what you want in your audit opinion. The second type of auditor's report is what I refer to as the yellow book report. Here we take a look at internal controls as well as some compliance-related items that the APA requires that we test. Again, you guys have a clean, unmodified opinion. That means that we had no internal control-related items and no compliance-related items based on the testing that we performed. The third type of report is in accordance with uniform guidance. Because you expended more than $750,000 in federal funds during the year, you are required to undergo a single audit. This is very similar to the Yellow Book report, but we're looking specifically at the program selected for testing as well as the overarching uniform guidance requirements. You all again have a clean, unmodified opinion, which means that we had no internal control deficiencies or material weaknesses or compliance-related items related to the federal programs that were selected for testing. So 3 different types of auditors' reports and 3 clean opinions. Like I said, I'm not going to go into details on the presentation file itself, but if you review that or the report, my contact information is on the front. So if you have a question at a later date, you're welcome to reach out to me, and I'd do my best to help answer any questions that you have.
Anyone have any questions, family? Entertain a motion to accept the audit report coming from Emily.
So moved. Second.
Been properly moved and seconded. We receive the report coming from reference to audit. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by the usual sign of aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Have a good evening. Next, under special items, we have,
Budget appropriation.
That one.
the budget appropriations. Okay, yeah. Under new business, budget appropriations, okay.
Council, this item, you had a document in your packet. Hopefully you had a chance to review, and there's been some changes, as always happens. The budget is essentially a plan that council adopts each year, and then throughout the year, there's often a need to make some changes to recognize maybe some revenue that wasn't expected, like a grant, or some expenses that maybe weren't planned originally in the budget. So you have that in front of you, and if anyone has any questions about that, the budget appropriation or the amendment to the budget appropriation, Vincent can answer those for us.
Is any actions need to be taken on that?
Yeah, to go ahead and adopt. If there's no questions, they can go ahead and adopt it.
All right. Need a motion to adopt the appropriation, budget appropriation.
So moved.
Second.
That's been properly moved and seconded. We adopt the budget appropriation. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by the usual sign of aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next, we have special items, Disability Rights and Resource Center 10-year celebration.
All right. I think, there you are. There
Carol.
she is. She's gonna tell us about it.
Okay. If you explain to us, please talk. Thank you, Carol.
Thank you all for allowing me an opportunity to come and speak before you. We did have our 10-year celebration. It was actually November the 12th, the date of you all's last council meeting, I believe. We have celebrated 10 years of service to residents in Franklin County. Our service area covers Franklin County, Martinsville, and Henry, Danville, and Pittsylvania County. So we provide home modifications to individuals with disabilities, the elderly and the disabled throughout the communities. We also provide services for children with disabilities that are in school. We have grown our agency from 3 staff to now 7 staff over the 10 years and provided more than 487 ramps or bathroom modifications to individuals with disabilities. Our main purpose is to keep those individuals out of the nursing facilities and in their homes where they are safe and secure in their homes. Not only do we do the home modifications with the roll-in showers and the walk-ins and bathrooms, but we also just do grab bars if someone just needs a grab bar in the bathroom. We build ramps for individuals that are coming out of the nursing home, that are newly injured, that need to get back into their homes. We provide those services as well. A lot of times we do advocacy and support work for these individuals. So if you all or your family members have individuals that are in need, we're always out in the community. We were always willing to go out and visit with our consumers that may be homebound and can't get out. We will go to them We have intake workers here in the office in Rocky Mount. Our offices are on Pell Avenue. We're open Monday through Friday, and with 3 case managers there, we're able to provide services for those who come to ask for assistance. So, and we thank you all for, I see the resolution here, we thank you all for that. I don't know who's going to do the presentation, but we do thank you for the resolution. We also received awards and recognitions from the town of Martinsville, Danville, and Pennsylvania County as well at our most recent event. While none of you were there, you did have one of your newly elected council members represented. My husband Lucas was there to represent the town, so thank you all very much for that.
Thank you for your hard work.
Thank you, Carol. Appreciate it. The mayor will sign the resolution later and give you a copy of it.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Before we move into our service awards, I'd like to thank those that participated this weekend in the activity that we had. We had a busy weekend. We had the lighting of a Christmas tree on Friday night. Saturday night, we had Coming Home to Franklin County Christmas. Sunday, we had our Christmas parade. The PD, Public Works, anyone that was involved in making that a success as it was, I just want to thank you all for that. Appreciate it. The Rotary Club also, because they puts on the parade. Thank you. Now it's time for our service awards. Ms. Rebecca, you gonna help with those, or who's gonna help?
Yes, sir, I will.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna call the names of the people, of the ones that are here. We'll present service awards to them. Okay, first on the list is Brandon Mitchell, 5 years of service. George Holloway, 5 years of service. Jeff Saunders, 10 years of service. Jason Jones, 15 years of service. Joseph Holly, 20 years of service. Brian Sink, 40 years of service. And Ed Hodges, 5 years of service. Okay. Thank you all for your service. Next on with special recognition from Rocky Mount PD, Police Department.
And Mayor, we have a couple of individuals here that are going to make the presentation of the award.
Okay.
And if you'd like, Chief Young said he can introduce them.
Okay, that's fine, yeah. That'd be fine, Chief Young. You take care of it.
Before we get started, this shouldn't take but a couple of minutes, but I just want to echo Vice Mayor Stockton's sentiments regarding the work that went into this weekend. And I want to just make special recognition myself because Brian Schofield and his group, you know, I rode through behind the parade yesterday, and if any of you saw what the streets of Rocky Mount looked like, it was candy and paper strewn everywhere. And I rode through at lunchtime today, and you couldn't even tell there was a parade. So that was fantastic work by you and your personnel, so thank you. So the Rocky Mount Police Department has a very big announcement tonight, and I'm not going to take anything away from that. I'll come up here at the end, but I'm going to introduce Todd Klingenpeel, who is the Program Coordinator for the Virginia Law Enforcement Professional Standards Commission. Todd, if you would please. Take either side.
Mr. Mayor, members of council, thank you for having me here this evening. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
All right. Back in September 20th.
I think there's folks in the audience that may want to take pictures, so if you want to just address the crowd, that'd be great.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can you all hear me okay? All right. September 23rd and 24th, the Virginia Law Enforcement Professional Standards Commission sent a team of highly qualified assessors to the Rocky Mount Police Department. And in their service of being assessors, they took a look at every aspect of your police department here in Rocky Mount. They looked at the administration, they looked at operations, training, and personnel. They did ride-alongs with your personnel here, and they spoke to citizens, as well as toured the building, checked through property and evidence, and did a lot of other things. During their ride-along, they met a nice young officer by the name of Carly Johnson, and they were highly impressed with Ms. Johnson. They talked about how well managed she was and how dedicated she was to the community policing philosophy, as well as had a really good idea about what her job was on a daily basis. They said she was knowledgeable, professional, motivated, level-headed, and hardworking. That says a lot when they ride with an officer and come up with those fantastic things. As well as doing that, they looked at over 192 standards that your police department had to actually prove to them that they were doing. That's 570 bullets within those standards that they have to prove. And in doing so, they found that your police department was 100% compliant. Think about that. That's unheard of. That's remarkable. That shows the dedication that your police department has to the service of you all and you as citizens here in Rocky Mount. I also want you to think about this. In Virginia, there's over 400 agencies that are eligible to be accredited. Currently, the Rocky Mount Police Department is the 112th agency to become accredited in the Commonwealth of Virginia under Virginia Law Enforcement Professional Standards Commission. Tonight, we're fortunate to have the chairman of the commission, Chief Scott Booth, with us, and he's going to say a few words and present an award to your police department. Chief Booth?
Mr. Mayor, members of council, how are you tonight? Good to see you. So I'm Scott Booth. I'm Chief of Police in Roanoke, Virginia, but also part-time job for me is the chairman of the Virginia Law Enforcement Professional Standards Commission. And the commission is made up of 6 sheriffs and 6 chiefs from all over the Commonwealth of Virginia, and we meet and we hear from agencies and assessors that have assessed law enforcement agencies here in the Commonwealth of Virginia. And what we found here recently, when the the town of Rocky Mount came, is we were very, very impressed with the work that the men and women of your department have been doing. So I would like to ask you for a round of applause for their work, please. Because like Mr. Klingenpeel said, we don't always get this. When agencies sit before us and are presented out on what they've done, we don't always see agencies with 0 returns. And just to really drive home the importance of accreditation, you know, I think you have a great police department, and accreditation just really adds value to that. But it shows the Commonwealth that your police department, and make no mistake, I did make mention certainly that the mayor and the council that I was here for them tonight, but members of the community, this is for you. You can be proud that your police department is fully accredited. And this is the initial accreditation. So this is the most important. And I think, Chief, I don't mean to call you out, but I'm going to call you out. You've been chief here since 2022, sir? Yes. How long has this agency been working on accreditation?
I've been told about 15 years.
So for about 15 years, this agency's been working on accreditation, and Chief Young and the men and women with you tonight were able to bring that home. So I think that's an outstanding accomplishment. I'm certainly proud to come down here and present the Rocky Mount Police Department with their initial award for being an accredited agency. One thing that I commented on at our hearing, and one thing that I want to share with you all tonight that really stood out to me, is when Chief Young talked, and I read through this packet about this community first slogan. And, you know, I've been a chief in a couple different places now, Northern Virginia, Danville now, and Roanoke. And it's all about community. And I feel like you have a department and a chief that really recognizes the importance of community. So I'm very proud here tonight as chairman of the Vallepsy Commission and chief of police of Roanoke, Virginia, to actually give you all your certificate of accreditation. So Chief, if you could come forward, you are now an accredited agency in the Commonwealth of Virginia. all yours. I'll let you call whoever you want to up.
Well, I did not want to go on with the long speech tonight. We will have a celebration at a later time, later date, but it is just a tremendous honor to be a part of this group of professionals in law enforcement throughout the state of Virginia that set the bar high and reached that bar. And I couldn't have done it without a great team. The Rocky Mount Police Department is a great team, and they put a lot of work, a lot of effort into this. They got kind of tired at some point, me screaming and yelling, and I had an opportunity while we were getting our award in Yorktown last week to talk to some spouses. I said I'm very sorry, because I know they came home some days and just pulling their hair out, and but we asked a lot to try to get this accomplished in 2 years, and we got it done. Had a great accreditation manager, Valerie Cummings. She used to be with Vinton Police Department, and she came on board as our part-time accreditation manager and just did a great job. Had my family standing behind me the whole time, and they know there was a lot of hours that we put into it. So Rocky Mount, you're worth it, and we're planning on big things. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Chief, if you would, just have all your people to stand around. We're going to take a picture after the meeting's over. Thank you. Next on the agenda is a special presentation by the mayor.
You'll come on down here with me?
Do I have to?
Yeah, you gotta come down. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
Yes, sir.
So the special presentation is to honor Billy Wayne, and I'm going to read a resolution first, and then we've got a couple things we're going to do. Resolution of the Town of Rocky Mount with honor, respect, and appreciation of Councilman and former Vice Mayor Billy Wayne Stockton. Whereas Mr. Billy Wayne Stockton was elected to Rocky Mount Town Council in May of 2012, beginning a public service career lasting until 2024, a tenure spanning 12 years, including 4 years as the town's first African-American vice mayor. And whereas Billy Wayne has always been heavily involved in his council duties, serving as a member, chair, or voting member of every town council committee. And whereas Billy Wayne, a Franklin County native son, was a strong advocate for public safety, employee retention, and the Harvester Performance Center during his time on town council. And whereas Billy Wayne served more than 30 years as a law enforcement officer with the Franklin County Sheriff's Office, serving as investigator, lieutenant, captain, and the county's first African-American chief deputy before retiring in 2012. And whereas Billy Wayne served our county for 7 years with honor as a veteran of the United States Army, with nearly 6.5 of those years with the rank of sergeant, and is the current chairman of the Franklin County Veterans Memorial Park Commission. And whereas Billy Wayne was appointed as a marriage commissioner by the Circuit Court Judge Clyde Holland Purdue Jr. and has served in that role for more than 8 years, performing more than 100 civil weddings. And whereas Billy Wayne was a kind-hearted, selfless, and service-minded council member and vice mayor that valued integrity and dedication and sought to treat others with professionalism and respect while serving the town and its citizens for more than a decade. And now, therefore, be it resolved, this 9th day of December 2024, by the Rocky Mount Town Council, the mayor, and town staff do hereby congratulate Billy Wayne Stockton on his 12-year tenure as council member and vice mayor, and thank him for his service and dedication to the town, its residents and businesses, and it extends its gratitude to Councilman Stockton for his heartfelt, steadfast dedication and unwavering leadership in making the town of Rocky Mount all that it is today and preparing it for its continued success in the future. Be it further resolved that December 10th is officially declared Billy Wayne Stockton Day in the town of Rocky Mount, and its citizens of Rocky Mount are called to join with town council in celebrating Billy Wayne Stockton. Now, before we let Billy Wayne talk, I'm gonna ask Mayor Steve Angle to come up and speak.
I don't know if I can improve on anything that the mayor just said, but it was my very good fortune to be able to serve with Billy for 10 years on town council. During that time, I found him to be very open with people. Anybody could approach him about anything they wanted to discuss that had to do with the town. And he would eagerly listen. He went out numerous times to residences to meet with people and see firsthand what was going on. He's just, went over and above the call of duty in his job as a council member. He, was always, like I said, always willing to listen, but at the end of the day, Billy thought things through very thoroughly, and decisions he made were in the best interest of the citizens and the town of Rocky Mount. And that's what this job is all about. It's what's in the best interest of the citizens in the town. Again, Billy, it was my honor and privilege to serve with you for 10 years. And I thought about, I want to come up with one word or phrase that I could apply to Billy it's there all the time. And the best one I could come up with is gentleman. Billy, it was my privilege to serve with you, and best wishes as you go forward.
You get to talk in a second. So, Billy Wayne and I have had a good run as my first vice mayor, and he never asked for anything. I swear to you, he's never asked me for anything. But we were talking, and he said, I would like a key to the town. and so, I promise you might think that's easy. I promise you, it's not easy to get a key to the town. But I found one. And so, I'm going to present you with the key to the town.
Well, I'm kind of at a loss for words. I'm just overwhelmed by my family and everyone that's here tonight, friends. I could go on and on, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to talk a little bit. 3 minutes, so anybody got it going? I'm going to stay within 3 minutes, I promise you. Okay. All right. Let me start. I made me some notes just in case I had to say something. Okay. It's been an honor and a privilege to serve on Rocky Mount Town Council for the last 12 years. There was a total of 144 regular meetings, not counting special call meetings and committee meetings. First of all, I'd like to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for, without him, I'm nothing. Philippians 4:13 says that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Next, I want to thank my wife, Janet, who was my campaign manager, my biggest supporter. Then I want to thank my family, my mother, my sisters, brothers, all my family members, my church members, Rita, and other church members that may be here, and also the citizens of Rocky Mount for the support that they have and the trust that they've had in me over the years. I've enjoyed my duties as assigned, and my assignments. I have served under 2 mayors. Mayor Angle for 10 years has been as stated. Mayor Perdue for 2 years. 2 different styles of management, but I've learned to adjust and adapt to both of them. I served under 2 town managers, 2 assistant town managers, 3 clerks, and an awesome group of men and women. Also, I'd like to thank the hardworking and dedicated employees of the town of Rocky Mount. In closing, I would like to wish the Rocky Mount Town Council and the citizens of Rocky Mount as it continues to grow, and I am reminded of some words that a friend of mine told me. Excuse me. He said, whatever you do, always remain humble and kind. Thank you very much. I really don't know what else to say, but just thank you is all I can say from the bottom of my heart. At this time, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Before you do that, can I say more about you? Make you more uncomfortable?
Go ahead.
On behalf of the staff, we want to thank you, Vice Mayor Stockton. Mr. Stockton has always been a supporter of the staff, and I'll also, beyond that, we're gonna miss him. Nothing against Lucas. We love you, Lucas. We're looking forward to working with you. We're gonna miss Mr. Stockton. We look forward to working with Lucas. Steve Engel said something, Mayor Engel said something just now that reminded me, when I first sat down with him and we talked about the council and kind of all of that, when I first started here 3.5 years ago, he said exactly the same thing he just said. When he talked about Mr. Stockton, he said, what you'll find with Mr. Stockton is that he's a true gentleman. And that's what we all found and what we all admire about you. So thank you very much.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
All right. Meeting adjourned. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
Mr. Stockton.
Yes, sir. No,
We're not.
we cancel.
He
No
took
closed
that
session.
off there. Absolutely.
It's no closed session.
We'll come down there and do that. Yeah, we'll come down there.
Good job.
Thank you, thank you.
Good words. Bobby,